and Dwayne Wade right at the body of Anderson Varejao. Welcome to your Kodak moment, Anderson Varejao.
Curry, way down top. Bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
The Rockets, it's been working well for the Rockets, sort of.
Especially without Russell Westbrook.
Yeah, I don't really know. I can't really make any conclusions about the Rockets right now. I mean, they're playing the Thunder, but the Thunder aren't really they're a good team, but they're not really the challenge that the Rockets are going to get.
You can like accurately assess.
Can I quickly
Yeah.
say it's been super important to see how Steven Adams has played against the Rockets, because he's been a non-factor.
Yeah.
Even the rebounding thing, where people were like, the Rockets are going to get out rebounded, they're going to get destroyed in the post. They don't let Steven Adams have any opportunities.
Yeah, because like I said, the Rockets aren't a short team overall. Of course, there's the center of another team is going to be taller than them, but all their guys are like 6'5" and 6'6" and up. They're not a short team, and they're all athletic. So
Russell Westbrook is 6'3".
Westbrook like 6'4", 6'5".
That's still
the only-
below 6'6".
Westbrook,
The only
Westbrook,
thing that
6'5"
ruins
and up.
that
Oh
team,
my God.
the only thing that ruins that team is like a tall I guess 7 foot or above center. That's has like at least a little bit of like weight to him. So like you can't say Taco would really affect that team that much because you have like people like PJ Tucker that might just shove him out automatically or not let him get positioned to get the ball and then abuse that. You'd have to have, I
Yeah.
guess, like
Also,
the only really effective person would be like
bigger thing
Boban.
for why they couldn't play someone like Taco is that on defense they just get like the
Yeah, they
Celtics.
get slaughtered.
They would
absolutely
get destroyed. Yeah, the only bigs that could take advantage of the Rockets are the best bigs in the league, and that's only
Yeah.
like 2 or 3. It's only 2 or 3
Or if you
bigs.
just have a really big like center that could at least like keep their weight and like keep their position in the box. So like Boban probably.
I don't think
He's like his
it's
problem is
not
a stamina
Boban.
problem.
It's not
Yes,
Boban.
yes.
No.
Boban was
I think
hooping against the Clippers.
he was.
It's just
but the only real players
just
that
a
I think
stamina problem for him.
the only real players I think can take advantage of the Rockets are, Nikola Jokic, and that's if he's lucky and doesn't get finessed on defense,
Yep.
and then like Anthony Davis and maybe Nurkic. Just because Nurkic is going to add such a different element on the offensive end for the Blazers that it'll make it serviceable. He's not just a post player. Like, he's one of the better passing bigs in the league, but he has the foot speed to keep up.
Mm-hmm. And even then, he has great post play. I mean, right now I just see he's struggling a little bit just because obviously he's like being guarded by Anthony.
He's still kind of scared to go up, which I don't believe him. When your knee snaps in half, like.
Yeah, it's a tough feeling.
I mean, Anthony Davis isn't a bad defender. He's so it's a bit difficult to play post. But if he were to go against the Rockets, then I feel like he'd have more confidence just to be able to go up, and he'd do much better.
Oh man, the Bucks are winning by 21.
Yep, the Bucks are up 21.5. Let's move on to the Lakers and the Blazers. Patrick, I know you got thoughts about this game. You can leave.
You mean the broom?
What?
You mean the broom?
Why am I going to talk about it when Game 2 hasn't even happened yet? I can't give an accurate assessment of the Lakers right now. I can't.
Yes, you can. Their shooters aren't making shots. LeBron is not being aggressive.
Well,
and
I can
Anthony
say all the
Davis
obvious
in the
bad
fourth quarter.
things that happened, but I don't know if they're going to keep happening. That's why I got to see another game. Because it could have just been a bad game.
Patrick, every single game in the bubble has been a bad game.
Yeah, but Tito, this is not. We've seen what the Lakers can be.
Are you saying 9 games isn't a good enough sample size for you?
No, it's not.
And 10 games is.
Well, these are playoff games. They're actually trying.
Yeah, but I mean, at some point you got to account for what's happening. Like in the bubble,
I
they
will
were not
after
getting
I
threes.
see
Their
another
offense
game.
was horrible, and they weren't getting any assists.
You could just put like this. I mean, if for the second game, we better expect like the Blazers' best game or close to with the Lakers' best game because last game was
Because
stats
if
wise
the
at least.
Lakers start making
Worst
shots
games from both
next
of them.
game, there'd be no point to this conversation if they just start making shots next game. So I got to see the next one.
Patrick, would you start being scared if they went down 0-2?
Why are you bringing up
Not really.
scenarios?
Because
No, I wouldn't. I would
it's
still
practical
say
thing.
Lakers in 6.
where is the point where you start getting scared?
I don't know when we
When
lose the
they
series.
lose the 4 games.
When we lose the
So
series.
you're not going to
when
be
we
scared
lose the
until it
series.
happens?
Yeah, pretty much.
You
Tilo,
could go
we're talking.
down.
Tilo, LeBron's been down 1-3 in the finals. I'm not worried. Even a 0-2 hole, I'm not.
Yeah, but this was a different
No.
LeBron. This is the first year we've seen an actual. Well, the bubble has been the first time since the last year that we've seen a fall off on LeBron's game.
It's the bubble. It's been a few games.
It's
If LeBron
9
has-
games, Patrick, and it's
not
after a
been
whole
enough.
off season.
If LeBron has 45, 15, and 5 the next game, we're not talking about this anymore.
If LeBron has 45, 15, and 5, I will come back on this show and I will apologize. I
So
just
we're
don't
not.
think
So
that's
just
gonna
wait
happen.
till game 2.
Patrick,
We've
can we
seen
have
what
an
LeBron
actual
does.
conversation about game 1 without you saying, "Oh, I don't know what's going to happen yet"?
What do you want me to say about game 1? It was a bad game.
What was the issue with the Lakers in game 1 outside of them missing their shots? Because it
Well, like,
wasn't
what-
just them
what
missing
would they have to improve for game 2? What would they have
That
to
was
improve
the
for
only.
game 2?
That was the only issue. They played good defense. They were missing open shots. You're not gonna beat. I don't know if you could beat any team in the playoffs if you're missing open threes.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you can't shoot open threes, like because they were missing open threes. I don't know if you could beat any team in the playoffs. And I think AD. Maybe if I had to say something other than shooting, I think AD has the same problem with Embiid. I think AD is getting the ball in the high post. He needs to get it when he's down low.
AD also just hasn't been good in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, but I feel like that's been a problem in the bubble. Like I've seen him take over games. I know what he could do. I feel like he just needs to. They need to get him the ball in the low post so they can't double AD because AD is not that good at passing out of double teams.
Yeah, I mean they were calling him the best player on the Lakers, which I'm not saying is true. I'm just saying that if he could get back to that type of level of play, you know.
I'm just saying AD
Like,
needs to get the ball in the low post.
You can be a LeBron hater. Saying Anthony Davis is the best player on the Lakers is just borderline delusional.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think he just needs to get the ball in the low post. Just get him the ball where he could go to work without getting doubled immediately. And get a foul or get it up. Like I don't know why he's on the perimeter. He shouldn't be on the perimeter, taking these long ass mid ranges
or taking step back threes.
Yeah, those aren't good shots. AD needs to get in the post, take those little mid ranges, those little fadeaways that he's been doing all year, those little hook shots, not step back, whatever. I don't know what he's been doing, or just bully himself to the rim and dunk the ball. It's not that hard.
It's not that hard.
It's not. But hey, I can't talk to him. I don't got AD's number.
Yeah. I mean, well then, Patrick, even if the Lakers hit shots, do you think there's any way the Blazers win another game?
If the Lakers don't hit shots.
What was the first half to the sentence I just said?
No, I'm saying if they, that's the only way.
No, he's saying that there's no way. Like if they hit shot,
Yeah.
there's no way the Blazers win. Y'all done. They're done. That's what he's essentially saying.
Yeah, they're done.
Though I don't know about that fact. I mean, I do agree with you, but I always have that little thought in my head.
Let's hear a counterpoint, Kevin. Let's hear a counterpoint.
No, I mean, statistically speaking, you know, if you like what they like mentioned was that Portland, like that was one of Portland's like worst games that they've won. Like that's the lowest amount of points they scored when they won. So I'm just saying, if Portland also does have a good game, and they start hitting their shots.
Well, I think part of the reason they didn't have a good game was because of the Lakers' defense. They actually played a good defensive team.
What happens if defense is overrated?
They also played a bad offensive team. So it kind of evened out.
I mean, at the end of the day, the Lakers got some decisions ahead of them too. Because I think everyone knows Anthony Davis is re-signing. Like that, I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
The question is, how do we figure out this roster? Because outside of Kuzma's extension is going to be coming up next year.
Kuzma hoops. Kuzma.
If I want to give him an extension or not.
I
That's
gotta
the
see
question.
Kuzma. I like Kuzma right now. Kuzma's been heating up. I like Kuzma right now, but I gotta see some more.
I don't know who on the roster outside of LeBron and Anthony Davis, and I mean Danny Green is still going to be under contract. But other than that, who's still under contract for the Lakers? Rondo's going to be a free agent, and no one likes Rondo on that team. Avery Bradley is going to be a free agent. Like everyone on that team is a free agent. JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard.
They will still have Talen Horton-Tucker. Kuzma will be on his last year. Is this a team? It's a player option for Rondo if he wants it.
How much is it for?
Same amount that he's still getting, 2.6.
Oh, that's a minimum. But I think Rondo
Yeah.
will still take that because I doubt Rondo gets a minimum on the open market.
And then Caruso, Cook, McGee, Bradley are also under contract. Pope,
McGee are under contract? I'm not sure about that. I think they're free agents, Kevin.
I don't know. I'm just double checking the payroll. It says here that they are. Maybe not Cook, but McGee says that it's still, like he'd be getting 4.2. He'd be getting an increase.
KCP is still going to be under contract.
I think it's a player option actually for him.
He's not getting more than $8 million. He's going to accept that.
He's getting like 8.5. Yeah, he's getting like pretty much that. Yeah. I don't know if I mean I don't know how much confidence.
These deals are not guaranteed. Quinn Cook's deal is not guaranteed. Caruso's deal is not guaranteed.
Yeah, the only one that says it's not guaranteed is Quinn Cook. As for the other ones, it says that they are, but I don't know. Maybe we'll have to look more into that.
I didn't know Avery Bradley and JaVale McGee were on 2-year deals. I genuinely think they're both player options. Even then, the Lakers do not have that much to work with, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, you think they could make a play for Gordon Hayward?
Gordon Hayward. I don't know if I want Gordon Hayward.
He'd be a good third option.
Yeah, but he's fragile.
I mean,
what's the point? What will be the point of doing all that work in the regular season just for him to get injured at some point?
I can understand where you're coming from, but I mean, what I was trying to think of is if at least I don't know if the team is like comfortable going with Danny Green forward, they can potentially maybe trade Danny Green and let's say maybe like a second-round pick for maybe like JJ Redick, who will be having like an
Kevin, I think you're overrating how much value second-round picks have.
I don't know. I'm just throwing things out there. I'm throwing things out there.
The Mavs had to trade 3 second-round picks for Willie Cauley-Stein. I don't think Danny Green and a second-round pick is getting you JJ Redick.